Welcome to RUM Podcast!
I'm Rico. I'm Ursua.
I'm Mauro.
And we're here to talk about the literary time travels of Heneral Luna.
And this is the guided questions of our podcast. Who is the author of literary work you are focusing on?
Um, we're focusing on Antonio Luna, a well-known Filipino general author and rival during the Spanish colonial era in the Philippines in 1866 and 1899.
Okay.
He was notable author besides to being well known for his bravery during the Philippine-American War.
Okay.
Also, Antonio Luna supported the propaganda movement. Filipino intellectual led a reformist movement in the late 19th century to call for social and political reforms during Spanish rule.
What?
He was a contributor to La Solidaridad, the newspapers that became the voice of the Philippines propaganda movement. What makes this author or literary work significant in the modern era of Philippine literature?
For me, modern Philippine literature is still influenced by Antonio Luna literary works and legacy, which transcend this time and still in spirit of nationalism and reformism. That's all.
Also, Antonio Luna, through his writing, provided the foundation of literature rooted in the Filipino constitution and nationalism, which is essential to the continuation, a critical and progressive Filipino literature. What? The third question, why did you choose this? Say, scientific author or work for your time travel scenarios? Antonio Luna is an interesting choice for a time travel scenario since besides to being a skilled military leader during the Philippine Revolution, he was also a multidisciplinary thinker who was a scientist, a doctor, and a feisty journalist. His life is characterized by bravery, enthusiasm, and a strong sense of patriotism.
For me, trivia about Antonio Luna was a gifted student who studied at Ateneo Municipal de Manila and the University of Santo Tomas. He also studied pharmacy in Spain and bacteriology and histology in Paris and Belgium.
Next, how do you think the author or their characters would react to today's major social, political, or cultural issues? For me, I think Antonio Luna would probably seek out against the problem like poverty, corruptions, and lack of national pride. Woof! Yes. His pretty personality guess that he would take on today's issue, the head-ons, maybe through both, and action and literature. He was an outspoken advocacy of accountability.
In exactly the same way, he criticized military failure during the revolution. He might publish hard criticism of government officials who abuse their position of authority. And next question is, what modern issue would most interest your chosen author or literary character?
A. Antonio Luna would probably focus on matters of national identity and governance. He might criticize foreign encourages, influence over Philippine sovereignty, challenges in education, or the continuation or political dynasties.
Okay.
And I think he would passionately address issues that threaten the independence and unity of the Philippines. Rather, they will related to education, government, or sovereignty. He would probably became a well-known and controversial character in today's society due to his patriotic and unwavering commitment to
Here I come. Here I come.
patriotism, pushing Filipino to overcome mediocrity and legat legat
Lethargy.
legatarities.
Okay.
What?
I did not understand you. You know what?
Okay.
You should practice more English. Yeah, you know.
I know. The sixth question is what could be the first thing you would ask your author or character if they were transported to this present day? Okay, General Luna, what would you do differently if you could see the Philippines now over a century after your time? That's the first thing that I will ask him because it's a huge difference of the generation now and when back then.
Oh.
How about you?
What advice would you give to the modern Filipino youth about leadership? Because I think this generation is so free. That's why youth need to have advice about leadership.
Okay, that's so.
If the author or character had the chance to write about modern day Philippines, how do you think their work would change?
If Antonio Luna had the opportunity to write about modern day Philippines, his work would likely reflect both admiration for the progress made and sharp critiques for ongoing societal and political issues. As passionate, perspective, and inspirational as his groundbreaking writings, Luna's current works would probably continue to be updated to reflect to the difficulties of a modern society attempting to balance its rich past with its goals for the future. Okay? If Antonio Luna wrote about modern day Philippines, his work would likely shift from rally against colonial operations to critical internal issues such as corruption, lack of national unity, that's right. Societal complacency. He would emphasize the need of discipline, accountability, and a renewed sense of patriotism to safeguard and advise the nationals' hard-won independence. Okay. The next one is, would the author's perspective on the Philippines be the same in 2024? How would their writing reflect or critique the changes in society over time? I think Antonio Luna perspective on the Philippines today as 2024
Okay.
could likely retain the core values of patriotism, discipline, and unity. But could also involve to address contemporary issues. Luna's writings would likely serve as a both reminder of sacrifice made for Independence Day and call to action to fulfill the promise of the truly just and united Philippines.
For me, Antonio Luna's perspective in 2024 would likely reflect both pride in the Philippines, independence and frustration over persistent issues like corruption, inequality, and lack of unity. His writing would critique societal complacency and leadership failures while calling up for discipline, accountability, and collective action. He would highlight the importance of learning from history to address modern challenges. Yes.
Okay?
Antonio Luna is very good, huh? Very good.
Really, yeah. Okay, 8. What message from the author or their characters do you think would have the greatest impact on today's world?
Antonio Luna's message of discipline, unity, and selfless patriotism would have the greatest impact on today's world. His call for Filipinos to set aside personal interest for the greater good of the nation would resonate strongly, encouraging accountability in leadership and active civic engagement among netizens. His belief in education preparedness as tool for progress would inspire a commitment to nation building and social reform.
Antonio Luna's message of unity and discipline would have the greatest impact on today's world. He would emphasize that true progress requires collective effort, selflessness, and accountability, urging people to rise above personal interest and work for the greater good of the nation. His call to prioritize integrity and national pride over factionalism would resonate strongly in addressing modern societal and political challenges.
The last question is, how can we apply lesson from this author words to the challenges we face today?
Unity over division.
Yes.
Antonio Luna's dedication to united from in the face of advertising teaches us in the importance of putting aside personal or partisan difference for collective goods.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Really. In today's divided world, we can apply this lesson by fostering cooperation across political, cultural, and social lines to address global issues like climate change, equality,
Inequality. That's right. That's right. Inequality.
of course, the and also accountability and integrity. Antonio Luna's strong emphasis on discipline and accountability can guide us in confronting corruption and unethical practices in both government and business today. By demanding transparency and holding leaders to high moral standards, we can build a more just society, just as Antonio Luna fought for a Philippines free from corruption and mismanagement.
Okay.
Yes. We learn a lot of Antonio Luna.
Yeah. General Antonio Luna. Salute.
You will salute him when you meet.
Yes.
You want to meet him?
He take a selfie.
But first, let me take a selfie.
And that's all for our podcast, the RUM podcast. Yeah.
Ginawa, magandang balita. May nangyayari na.
Me at the